Hello and welcome back to F1 Manager 24's Creator Team Mode, where I am still basking in the glory of 6 wonderful points last time out. Spoilers if you haven't watched it yet, but there we are. Right in front of us there on the standings page in 7th. We're never going to do better than that. We're not going to get better than 7th unless RB completely die off in the second half of this season. Mick similarly, although admittedly a little bit more likely he could get Daniel Ricciardo, but Mick similarly probably tapped out at 13th. Zane, however, does still have a chance to maybe nick Nico Hülkenberg, perhaps, on countback over the rest of the season. Maybe he'll steal a point at some stage. Who knows? We're not really going to develop any more for the rest of the season, so I don't think we're ever going to do any better than this. But speaking of, with the poorly timed board meeting just before, I don't know why it's not here. I genuinely don't know why that's not 1 week later. I have a weird feeling that they just maybe forgot about it, and this is where it was last year. And Spa was a week earlier, for whatever reason. But really, that should be after. I know this is race 14, so therefore it's not the halfway point anyway. Mind you, that's a good point. That's race 13. That's still not the halfway point. If they wanted it at the halfway point in the season, they'd put it there. So, yeah, it's just in a weird place, isn't it? But, nonetheless, it is Spa. It's not a sprint weekend at Spa this year. So, we've got this, then we've got the summer break, and then it's Zandvoort, upon which we'll finally be caught up to the real-life season. So, after that point, completely new world.
Halfway through the season, it's too early to call the championship. Can teams make good before the summer break, or will they be hoping for a reset? In the last round, Max Verstappen flew to victory, the Dutchman proving that he can be absolutely unstoppable when he's in such fine form. So stay with us, ladies and gentlemen. The weekend starts here.
Dry weekend at Spa, however. Still only one rainy weekend, but nonetheless, 3 practice sessions to get through. I'll see you for qualifying.
Our weekend continues with qualifying, as the drivers fight it out for a strong grid position.
Qualifying at Spa is one of the most exciting sessions of the year, and the season's longest lap leaves little margin for error. Drivers need to give it their all whilst avoiding any mistakes.
There's RB's driver, Karun. How do you think things have been going for them?
Well, Crofty, here is a driver who's just oozing confidence right now. We could see the impact it's having, and I'm sure that'll carry through to qualifying.
And it's almost time for qualifying, and you won't want to miss that.
0 issues in practice, thank the Lord. No questions from anyone as far as I'm aware, actually, so maybe they've toned down that issue. Obviously, Spa's I believe, actually the longest lap of the season, so I think you can get away with the plan in Q1 and Q2 at least. I don't think you can get away with it in Q3 in the sense of having 2 laps at the beginning to build up the confidence. Traffic, of course, a major issue in second laps. Are probably going to be very much hindered by ERS situations. Mick especially, it seems. Mick's ERS obviously is a lot worse than Zane's because Zane had to get a new one in. But I suspect Mick will do a more representative lap if I get him out without traffic. That being said, there's drivers all over the place as things stand. Couple of danger men coming out now. Verstappen 11th, Hamilton 20th, Stroll 16th. All need to improve. Albon in 22nd also needs to improve as well. Obviously, they all need to improve down there, but they're the ones I suspect will do. 1 minute 40, we'll give it now. Oh, plenty of time, plenty of time. All right, switch everything over as we get to bus stop. The saying was pushed back because of more traffic, so he's a lot further behind than Mick was. Tyres up to temperature, possibly push him a little bit too early, actually, tyre-wise. Got a feeling Mick's going to have to oh, just this Williams, actually. Repass some people that got past him, and they're going for it, though, the ones ahead of him, so that's good news. It is... That can't be Stroll and Hamilton, surely. No. That's Russell and Alonso, then, I would guess. It is. Alonso's only really helping Russell, actually, there. We'll rejoin Mick, who's in more danger, down to 16th because of Hamilton and Stroll sorting themselves out. Both sorted themselves out. Albon only up to 19th. He's actually done a lap already. That's probably the Williams be able to get past, thinking about it. I don't know where Zane just called them, but Zane might be alright anyway. Bottas obviously locked in already. Gasly already locked in. Sargent already locked in behind him. We know Albon's finished his lap as well because he's already moved up the order. Magnussen's completed as well. So Maloney is fine, I'm pretty certain. That's 5 minimum behind him. And we won't expect Zhou Guanyu to go better if he's still on a flying lap. Because it's Zhou Guanyu in the Sal, but somebody just went right to the top there. Alonso to 6th, I think that was. Yeah. Mick sorts himself out to 13th. Just puts the breathing room in. And as we say, we're pretty certain everyone behind is sorted. Yes, that was anomalous from Mick originally. Zane didn't actually go any faster on his flying lap in the end. Don't know if anyone else has actually still got flying laps to go, but I don't think they do. 13, 14, I mean, not far off. I mean, literally 1,000th of the Yuki Tsunoda, but Daniel a 10th better, Stroll a 10th better than that, and then Russell a 10th better than that, Hamilton about a 10th better than that. Meanwhile, Zane about a 10th better than Williams, and then they're similarly about a 10th better than Kevin. So a couple of people close behind. Weird there's a big gap between 16 17, but especially considering Nico Hulkenberg was last of all in a 145. Never got a clean run. I have no idea what's gone on there, because that is dramatically slow. Currently 9th and 12th because Hamilton and Stroll again having bad first runs. Going for it a smidge later, because we did have about 40 seconds worth of grace at the end of that previous session, so we have a little bit more wiggle room there. We're going to absolutely ruin the Haas's lap behind us, which is Magnussen, who needs to actually do a much better time because he had a problem. We'll join Zane Maloney for his flying lap here. Still 50 seconds to go. I don't know how he's actually got there faster when we sent them out later. And just tipped over on the tyre temperatures as well, so we timed that a lot better. They may not overheat by the end of the lap this time, which could have been part of the problem. Someone's pushed Mick to 10th. Was either Piastri or Ricciardo behind him before? Perhaps. Because it was someone who was between Mick and Zane before. Now there goes Stroll, rightfully back into the top 10. Realistically, the top 10s are always going to be Red Bull, Ferrari, McLaren, and then some combination of Mercedes, Aston, and RBs. Unless there's an absolute catastrophe from someone, that's what the default top 10 is. Mick's going slower, Zane's going faster. I mean, it's hard for him not to. I think he had a much worse lap originally. Mick might do a better last sector, I guess, because his fastest lap was his second flying lap, and therefore he might have been out of ERS by the end of it. So he might do a faster third sector, which could improve him. I was going to say past Piastri, if Piastri's done. Sargent got to 11th. Sorry, what? No, Mick locks in just behind them all, and Zane actually pips him. Hamilton can't be done, surely. He is done. Piastri with a shocker and Sargent with a surprise 11th. Well, still one fresh soft at least. That's going to be annoying. Both drivers are the same mentality, so Zane does have the edge smoothness-wise and apparently can just about make a soft medium work. I mean, without incident, he should be able to do that. Without incident, I imagine he'd be lapped, and with an incident, he'll save tyre, so... Tempted to try because he is 13th to begin with and Mick's 14th, so it is poorly optimised that. So you can either make him go aggressive on it and make him go later, or you can make him come off earlier and then have a little room at the end to push when you want to push. It's probably what I'll do. Apparently doing medium push is exactly the same as this strategy here. Apparently doing medium push is the same as doing this strategy there, but it's 9 seconds worse. Probably because that medium's not on a push, actually, thinking about it, but he hasn't got a fresh soft. He's only got one soft. So it's best to do that as late as possible. So I think he'll be lapped, but similarly, he's only got 2 stops faster for both. But I like having them on different strategies. We can always react during the race and just do the reverse with Zane. Instead of just making him go to the end with this, just pit him off it and then just do 2 mediums on a push. 2.2 kilograms per lap at Spa because it is a very long lap. And it will only allow you to take 6 out total. So we'll take 3 out. So it should give Zane the advantage off the off.
Well, it's great to have you with us, folks, as we settle in for the weekend's Grand Prix action. And we certainly know what Max Verstappen is capable of.
They start in P1, but will they be able to stay there? The first corner could be so crucial.
This should certainly be a good one, folks. Get ready, it's the Belgian Grand Prix. It's lights out, and away we go.
Have we lost our rear bumper spoiler? Have we lost our rear sponsor there? Have I just noticed that? Oh no, because it's on the base, it's not on the back. That makes more sense. I thought we lost it there. Okay, well they're fighting each other. That's what we needed. Hamilton's struggling to keep up. I wonder if he's wounded for this race. Magnus has obviously got an issue to begin with, down in 20th. Did he take a penalty? Oh no, he had the penalty that was from last race, didn't he? Because I know he qualified 16th. Okay, for now, Mick, don't fight Zane. You've not got past him at the beginning, which is fine. We'll allow Zane to attack Sargent? who's already been taken by Piastri because Piastri qualified behind him. I was wondering why Sargent wasn't 11th. Forgot about Piastri. Piastri's already challenging Stroll. So if Zane could do something about the Williams, that would be lovely. Hamilton has joined the party with Mick. Mick, the only person from 8th downwards on mediums. A lot of people are starting soft, which is interesting. It'll give Mick the advantage towards the end. Well, that's worked out well for everyone, hasn't it? Hamilton there. What on earth? Because Zane didn't bother attacking. Zane, if you could do the driving, that would be great. If you could take Sargent, that would be wonderful, Zane. Although he's fighting Hamilton, so that's not going to help you, is it? Get tricky if you can, Zane. Come on, mate. Get through here, please. For whatever reason, he dropped right off. Behind the detection point is going to be really helpful there. So as Sargent dealt with him before even doing the first DRS, Mick's got through Sargent now. I actually wonder if Mick's going to be faster now because of the yellow flag somewhere, actually. I'm going to leave Mick on Don't Fight through to Eau Rouge, basically. And when we get to that DRS zone, I might let him go past. Just naturally. I know it's going to hurt the confidence, but I think Mick might be faster because Mick's still on aggressive. Forgot to switch the fuel back, but we should be okay. We only took 3 out. So Mick's joined a party that starts with Hamilton, actually. Hamilton got ahead of Piastri somehow and Stroll. So real quick, if we wanted to do an alternative strategy, which is already basically there, we just need to go medium, not... It would be 10 seconds faster, apparently, which is crazy when you think about it. How many people are going to get past Hamilton here? Just Piastri. Yeah, so Maloney's driving by himself now, detached. I don't know why, really. I mean, I know he's on an aggressive strategy here, Mick, but... So Stroll's more than a second behind Hamilton, so if one of us could get past him, we might be able to get something out of it. Apologies for any graphical issues you may see. That is the game, not me. Or you, sorry, I should say. It's not the recording, or it's not you, I should say. It is the game. Mick behind at the detection point, but ahead, going through Eau Rouge, is a play. Go on, Mick! That was a move. If we get to see it from Eau Rouge, no, we don't. That's annoying, and from a terrible camera angle where Stroll's already alongside. I love the variety, but sometimes it really does pick the worst angle possible, which is very, very unhelpful. So if we can push to get within inside Hamilton's DRS, which is also Piastri's DRS at this stage, which is not easy to get, I suppose. Yeah, Piastri rather doing wonders for Hamilton here. But it's actually Ricciardo. There's the... Well, no, it's Russell at the front of that. Zane just kind of rocking about. I'm going to do 2 pit stops with Zane. He's driving by himself now. I'm worried about Mick and confidence because he's going to be pitting later, so he's going to have faster cars overtaking him by virtue of pitting. Because he's one of the few people on mediums, of course. Yeah, I'm kind of going to have to let Stroll come back again, aren't I? And let Stroll drag him. And here we go again. I must say, fuel recovery is quite strong. It's gone 1.5 kilograms or so in 5 laps. 6 laps. 5 laps, I think. Sargent's struggling to hold on. He's dropping further back every single lap, which is great news. Just keep making Stroll's DRS. Who similarly can't keep up with Piastri / Russell. 5.5 seconds now. Like, he's overtaken Mick and can't close in. So, well, a bit of infighting has cost them about a second, I think. Unfortunately, Stroll's run away and I can't catch his DRS anymore. We're in a wonderful holding pattern 13th, 14th again for this race. Unless something surprising happens, we're not going to have a Hungary. We're going to have basically any of the 3 races that preceded it where default. I thought Maloney on push might actually catch up with Mick, but he doesn't. I took him off Don't Fight just in case he did. Maloney's still got a healthy amount of tyre left, but I am going to pit him nonetheless. Mostly because I am worried about Alonso coming through and overtaking him if I allow him to have a second lap out. Because I think Alonso will still get to Mick before Mick needs to pit in 3 laps' time. For Joe Granu, who's already at the back. No one's in anyone's DRS, really. Perez is in Sainz and Leclerc's in actually the front's phone because Leclerc's in Verstappen's. But outside of that, you've got Gasly and Albon back here, which might be because Albon's pitted, as has Gasly. They've just gone on to different strategies. Ocon's locked up. They're doing conservative 1-stops at the front. Oh, that's a point. They're all doing conservative 1-stops. Interesting. So we're going to be on different pits. As Gasly literally spins out while I'm looking at him. That was dramatic. What's that caused? Is he going? Is he fine? He's fine. Okay, it's just yellow flag. Alonso was right there. If I'd allowed Zane another lap, he would have been overtaken and lost confidence. I don't think Sargent's pitted. Yeah, he hasn't. Magnus is coming behind, so we're kind of legitimate apart from Sargent. 2.9, that's terrible. Stop. Just because I am worried about Alonso with Mick, I'm going to take Mick off fuel, conserve, just try and keep a certain amount of pace against him for time being. Because I really don't want him to overtake Mick before Mick pits. Just the confidence thing. It's such a big chunk it takes out Because Mick's on very high because he's back to status quo, which, by the way, is the thing that happens. If you don't do anything, then they eventually return to the status quo confidence from their setup. So if you get them to 100%, that's why you get them to 100%. Wait, are they one-stopping, or they just... I don't know what they're doing. Hamilton's come off his already. Because I think some drivers are going to try and one-stop here, but some aren't. Ooh, Maloney got Sargent on track again by overtaking him. Good news for him. So this is track position again. Worthwhile. Good for confidence. Good for the race. Because I don't know how many more pit stops Sargent's going to have. So if he's legitimately ahead of him now, then if we both got one pit stop to go, Alonso's 2.2. As long as he doesn't get in DRS, we should be all right, really. Ugh, Russell really ruined us on the pit entry. Hamilton really ruined us on pit entry there. Overtaking us at the bus stop when we were pitting anyway. Alonso got through just on track later on, not in the DRS. I thought we'd be all right, but no. So I think Zane will have a healthy undercut. I need to get him to conserve fuel again now. Yellow flag. Has Sargent done the thing? I think Sargent's done the thing. Didn't see it at all in practice. At the very least, didn't slam into the wall. 14th fastest pit stop. Well, hey. So Mick 4 seconds behind, but he'll be on the soft tyre at the end. So Piastri, Tsunoda, Ricciardo, Stroll, all one stopping. Sargent is two stopping. He just went late for some reason. Tsunoda's in the lead. I think Tsunoda genuinely just overtook Leclerc on track, despite being on 54% mediums. In reality, they just let them go, and use their DRS. But this is F1 Manager where people don't do the logical thing, even if it's going to help them. Tsunoda will fight and defend and ruin their races. Ricciardo's pitting though. Long term could help us. Alright, so Mick's been out for a couple laps now. We can start recovering with him. I'm fascinated what the interval between Maloney and Ricciardo is going to be. 8 seconds. Okay. Not as low as I was hoping that was going to be. Considering they're one stopping, I think. I presume lap 19 on a soft to 20 something on a medium, I guess. That makes sense. 25. Ooh. Stroll's one stops, put him out with Maloney. We actually are getting some action. I generally put it on 16. I was just expecting to wait till the next pit stops. A successful defend from Zane there. Interesting. Yeah, so Zane's base gives him like +2s and 3s. 91 cornering he's on because of that. Meanwhile, this isn't mixed base, but +3s in most things. Just makes him well-rounded in most things. And Mick is closing, actually, because of this fight. Looking at the wrong driver. I was about to say how the hell Stroll not got through, but he has got through. Miles are watching because we're not really getting a lot of highlights here at Spa. It's the same place where everyone overtakes, of course, is the DRS zone. I say that. Alonso overtook Mick in a corner where I wasn't expecting it, and that's why I wasn't paying attention. But a little bit overexcited there, Lance, to overtake what is effectively the best of the back markers. There's still a gulf between us and you lot, mate. And now he'll drive away. I'm going to keep an eye on the gap between Zane and Mick, because it is inching closer. Mick's in DRS. Where are the leaders? Still about half a lap down. I'm actually not sure we will get lapped, you know. Yellow flag, where? What's it for? Is he turning into anything? 13, Hulkenberg. Oh, never mind then. Why is Mick actually not trying to overtake? That's weird. I think we actually might have full fuel here. Gonna try and drag Maloney away from Mick just briefly. Because I don't want them fighting each other is the problem. Optimal pit stop for Zane. In you come, sunshine. Mechanical issues for Piastri and Russell have developed, but we're still miles behind both of them. It doesn't make any difference whatsoever. One-stoppers. How are we doing? One-stoppers were Stroll, Ricciardo. Tsunoda's gone to hard, actually. So he'll definitely make the end. I'm just looking at Ricciardo and Stroll, really. Well, we're 8 seconds behind one of them, and then 14 more. So 22 behind Ricciardo. We'd have to make 40 seconds on Ricciardo to get him back. But Stroll, with brand new tyres, we might be able to do something with. Zane still driving around. You are pitting this lap, aren't you? I'm just thinking, if he pits, then he might end up getting lapped. Pretty certain Verstappen and Leclerc might have to pit again, although they are on 58% mediums. 15 laps to go. Yeah, they're probably pitting again. Probably pitting into a soft like Mick. Don't know how, considering they would have used most of them. I'm just worried it's going to put him in danger of being lapped, and that's just going to cost him time in the long term. If you get out before Verstappen, that would be great. Oh, they're pitting now. They're pitting now. It's only 6 laps to recover that. 1.6, so we should be all right. So Albon's not been lapped yet, and he's about 7-8 seconds behind Zane, and there's about 6 seconds, I think, to Leclerc, so provided Leclerc pits, we should be all right in terms of being lapped. Then there's still 12 laps, 12 laps to go after that. Mick should drop into the gap ahead of Albon, which is going to be nice. Has Albon gone twice? No, he hasn't. Yes, Leclerc pits anyway, so we're fine on that front. Zane's done a full lap and he's got his tyres up to temperature, so we'll start recovering with him again now. It's 13th, 14th. Oh, unless anything crazy happens in the top 12, it's going to be 13th, 14th. I would presume Russell's issue is not, and it's just gone to medium actually, moderate. I would presume that Russell's issue is not DRS this time, because it was DRS last time and that went fully, but he didn't obviously explode because it was DRS. Sorry, ERS. Alright, so off Mick goes again. 2.6 is faster. Albon pits now anyway. Mick comes out 4 seconds behind Zane because Zane's got the undercut, but Mick is on
2.8.
soft tyres to the end. We will check on Russell because we'll see if it's a situation. I do that every time. We'll see if it's a situation that's Ricardo. He seems to be alright actually while we're looking at him. It's engine for Russell and just got worse as well. So was it Piastri the one damaged? His was the ERS. So we won't care about Piastri at all. 11 laps of Spa is still a long enough distance for a car to go to moderate and then blow up. Russell's lap times we will have a quick look at. He has pitted a second time. He's doing exactly the same lap as Maloney and he doesn't have an engine. That's the difference. He's also closing on Stroll, but I think that's because Stroll's being held up by a back marker. So a reminder, Stroll probably not pitting again. In fact, actually, with 11 laps to go, those mediums are really good for Stroll still. Ricardo's are slightly worse. I think Stroll took his softs a lot longer. I need to get Mick's tyres up to temperature. We seem to be doing too good at tyre cooling. Not just running a medium more than doing enough. Magnussen with an issue for this entire race is actually having a really good race. Considering he started, I think, 20th, he's up to 15th. Still got the issue. I'm going to presume Hulkenberg's damaged. Like, whilst he's not got a mechanical issue, I'm guessing he's got engine part problems. Because he's been terrible all weekend, and he's usually the faster of the two asses. I don't know what the regular recovery rate is, but Mick's been running around for about 3 laps now, I think, and only got back 0.1. So it's not a good recovery rate. Got his tyres up to temperature now anyway. Weirdly not closing in on Maloney. Alright, so they've got their fuels back now as well. Russell with an engine issue is only going forwards. Yeah, sure, okay, whatever. I think Alonso waited for a very long time to pit a second time, which is really weird. And didn't go onto a soft tyre either. Ooh. Oh, Mick's already on a soft. That's not where I thought it was, actually. I've just realised. That's after P1. I was expecting that to be the bus stop. Like I say, I'm just looking at this gap to Magnussen behind, 24 seconds. I do have a better set of softs, but there's 0 point to do anything. Someone like Ricardo could take the benefit of this. Because he'd probably only come out behind Russell, then he'd be on fresh tyres. Is he past the pit stop? No, he didn't. Someone like Ricardo could take advantage of this Stroll too. But there's 0 reason to pit for us. So neither driver has a fresh set of softs. And the tyre he's on's got better lifetime. And considering they just deleted Alonso's car anyway, VSC might not even last that long. Actually, I want to see what he did. The veteran Alonso here. Pushing after Russell.
But oh, they can't avoid making contact.
Oh, it's what Gasly did, I think. We were looking at Gasly, but Gasly got away with it. 1 retirement. 12th and 13th. No one's even bothered to pit. Right, attack. Where are we on a lap? Yeah, attack for 1 full lap. Because I don't know what other drivers do on a VSC. On a regular safety car, obviously they push, but on a VSC, I don't know what they do. Sorry, is Mick about to lap someone? Is that Show Guan Yu? Oh, poor Show Guan Yu. This is why you don't do 1-star creator team as well, because that's where you end up is behind the Salbers. I say Magnus had a good race there. Albon's pitted and now fighting him, so he might not actually be the new best of the rest. But they are 30 seconds behind. I know both of them started at the back, but they are 30 seconds behind us. Okay, so that's 1 full lap. No more ERS. Back to aggressive for you, mate. Oh, Mick caught this, Albert. And is past it. Wait, is Mick going to be lapped by Verstappen here? With like 3 laps to go? Yes. So there's only 3 laps to go. We can probably go aggressive with both sets of tyres here. It's going to bring Mick into Maloney's range. Oh, wait, Russell retired. I totally missed Russell retiring. Yeah, Mick's actually following... Mick's actually following Verstappen through here. Honestly, unless Piastri goes, but I know his is ERS. Unless Piastri goes, it's probably more sensible for Mick to not go past Zane. Because Zane could get Hulkenberg in the championship with a second 11th. I don't think Mick's in Verstappen's ERS anyway now, so DRS. Actually, I can probably stay with aggressive with Mick, actually, because there's only 2 more laps, isn't there? Yeah, so both drivers just lapped. Mick's going to have the Leclerc. Joe's mechanical fault's going to get worse. Yeah, it's just saying Piastri can't just evaporate. Maloney did close on Stroll, because that was 20 plus seconds at one point. But it has ended up about 18. Still miles behind Ricardo, though, for some reason. Next race, new rear wing, though. Verstappen wins again. 11 and 12th we'll take. And let's not forget Zane actually started ahead of Mick, so they're both up 2 places from the 2 retirements, and that's it. Albon and Magnussen up 5 places apiece, though, somehow. I don't know how they managed that. particularly Magnussen with whatever issue he was harbouring the entire race. But Hamilton up 7 from a poor qualifying and Piastri up 6 from a poor qualifying as well. Championship-wise does absolutely nothing for us. Hamilton gets Stroll back, Yuki Tsunoda gets Fernando Alonso, Ricciardo gets 2 more points, and Zane does indeed get Hulkenberg thanks to 2 11th place finishes. Doesn't do anything for us, of course. RB pull away. And we're not on fastest lap. 2.6 was still the 10th fastest, so we could have snuck in there, but we didn't. 2.67, and Zane's were both awful both times. 800k though, I mean, provided we finish a race, I think we're pretty much guaranteed 18th or higher. Just snuck our target for sponsors. So that's some cash. Gary's up to 79, and Mick's happy again, probably because he's not being... New sponsor plan, no mandatory things this time round. Factory race day experience. So does that only reduce the facility effectiveness during a race weekend? Because I am just thinking, this is a 6-week plan, right? And we've just started the summer break. So there's only going to be 1 or 2 races. And we're at a point of season where we're not really building any more things, we're just filling in the gaps. So I think we can get away with the factory. I'm not going to do pit crew fatigue. Engineer's absolutely fine because we're not doing anything on that front. Similarly, we're not really building anything now, so I'll do that just to make sure we get enough. So new sponsor plan underway, and manufacturing basically to make sure we've got enough parts for the next race will be completed before we even get to the rear wing design being completed, and therefore we're going to need a bunch of those before we get to Zandvoort. Because that's what I'm thinking. We've only got these 2 race weekends in between these sponsor plans, so losing factory effectiveness for those 2 weekends only, not a problem. New ATR period opens as well after those. We'll do a new chassis in that period, and that's that. And then it's just entirely researched with whatever money we can get away with. 8 million now because of the sponsor plan coming through. Why is our weather centre at 75% effectiveness? I didn't put in that in the sponsor plan. That's so weird. Yeah, so factory's 100% effectiveness, even though it's got that. So that is guaranteed. That is showing that it is weekend only. So that's good news. So we still keep the project capacity and development speed and all that jazz because of all that. So that's fine. Just double checking on that front. Mick's the only happy person, judging by that. In the team, everyone else is neutral. I've started scouting staff members now rather than drivers as well, just in case I want to replace them for next year. We'll remember to not try to buy them on pre-contract in case other people steal them. We'll just do it in December and buy them immediately. So that's a problem at the moment. You can get your people who are lined up to join you in January poached by people just buying them immediately instead. So 13th and 15th for Mick and Zane. We can try and work out if Zane can get a point at some point and get ahead of Albon, but he needs 4 to do that. Or 5 really, to be sure. So I think this might be our optimum, perhaps. 2 new car parts over the course of the rest of this year only as well. So all the other teams will continue to develop at a normal pace. We might fall behind, but we need to prepare for next year. We need to make sure we've got money in the bank. We need to make sure we've got everything sorted and ready to go for next year, whilst maintaining, ideally, 7th. It's going to be a challenge, but I'll see you for Zandvoort, which will be, as I'm recording this weekend in real life. So by the time this goes live, it will be last weekend. We'll be caught up. But if you enjoyed this, do like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, ta-ra!